Super simple designs just like these are selling on Etsy and making sellers thousands of dollars, and it's so simple that it feels illegal. But if you've been wondering how to make these minimalist designs, how big to make them on shirts to get that seam effect, then this video is for you because I actually ordered some samples. I'll show you exactly how big to make the designs in Printify to get that more minimalist result. I'll show you those samples later on in the video. But if you haven't seen this design style all over the place selling super well just yet, then let me introduce you. This is the minimalist text design style. It has been one of the hottest trends of the last 6 to 9 months on Etsy. It was popular before that, but really more recently, it has completely exploded. And this is the perfect time to make designs like these. But in this video, we'll talk about what niches it makes sense to make these design styles for. And again, I'll show you those samples so you can see exactly how big to make your design on Printify to get that nice minimalist text. And I'll even show you a couple of my favorite fonts for this design style. Let's take a quick look on Etsy at a few listings that have this more minimalist design style and show you exactly what I'm talking about. So this one happens to be an embroidery option. It's 12 months old and has sold 541 times. If I click the Analyze Listing button, because I'm using an Everbee Chrome extension, which is a research tool that you can use that's built right into Chrome that makes it super easy to get more information on listings, then you can see that this shop happens to be 87 months old with this really great listing. This one here has sold 3 times actually in the last 24 hours. Nice minimalist text. This one's only 9 months old, and as Everbee says, it's sold 2,280 times. This one also happens to be a 35-month-old shop, so a little bit older, but it's not the only one. Now, I'm not going to show this one's design because this is a brand new shop. This listing, Everbee says, is only 3 months old and it's sold 96 times. And if we analyze their shop here, you can see the shop is only 4 months old and has only sold a total of 154 items total. So this one listing has completely helped their store take off, and it has that super simple minimalist text style. So even brand new stores are having a ton of success with this design style right now. Now let's talk a bit about what niches this design style is going to sell well in. And the answer is, I think literally any niche the minimalist text design style could sell in, except for the ones that already have it. If you make a design for a minimalist text design in the same niche with the same words, but maybe a little different font, that is a recipe for just copying and not getting a lot of sales. If someone else is already successful with this design style, then you don't want to be making a design for that same niche. The real magic is going to be finding niches that don't have something that looks like this yet, and being the first one to either make a new saying for that same niche or adding this design style to that niche for the first time altogether. Now, I have lots of videos on my channel on how to find listings on Etsy that are selling really well that you can make designs in. And so I'll link a video down below if you're not sure some of the best ways to do that for free or with Everbee. And I'll also link my monthly trend reports down in the description as well, because I do all the work for you. Every month I spend days finding all the top niches selling right now and the top design styles, like other styles besides just the minimalist texts. And so feel free to join my monthly trend reports down below if you're interested. But let's just do a quick example. So let's say you're looking to see what's selling well on shirts right now. We can use Everbee to analyze all of the search results. So here I clicked product analytics, and I do have a link for Everbee down in the description as well. I can search their entire database, and then I can even filter it and say, okay, what listings are less than 3 months old? And click enter, and I can sort them by which ones have the most sales. So I could look through this list. I also like to filter by only physical items, so I'm not seeing like PNG digital downloads. So you can look through this list and find listings that are selling really well right now that don't have something like this minimalist style on it. Let's say, for example, you found a bunch of bestsellers for coffee themed shirts, and you look through and maybe there are some minimalist design styles, maybe not. Like this one, plants, dogs, and coffee is kind of minimalist. This one says coffee and books is kind of minimalist. So there are some, but I think there are a lot of other designs that are selling well besides the minimalist. So if you do a completely different saying than what they're doing, then I think you'd be great. Like this one's only 1 month old and says coffee and Jesus, for example. This one's only 1 month old and says I could be meaner. So there's a lot of this minimalist design style selling well across Etsy. So to add value, one thing you can do is cross niche and combine trends that you're seeing. So one example might be you saw this design here that says, first of all, I'm a delight. And what if I mix that with coffee? So for the first design that I ordered from Printify for you guys, I made a first of all, I need coffee shirt. I thought this was kind of like a new age, but first coffee kind of design. If anyone doesn't know, but first coffee was like a huge trend a couple of years ago. And so I feel like this first of all, I need a coffee is kind of like a funny play on that. It's based in a couple things that are proven, like the coffee niche and this kind of funny saying and a minimalist design style, but it's adding value because this saying is new. No one else has this saying. So I think this is a good example. The other example I came up with to get printed was Golden Mama. There's a lot of golden retriever bestsellers on Etsy. And I saw a couple with a minimalist kind of design style, but not just like this one. And so this is the design style that I made over here in Canva. So I wanted to show you how I made these designs on Canva, how big they are. I'll show you how big they are in Printify, and I'll show you them actually printed out in person. So for text where you have 2 lines, this one I used a font called Source Serif Pro. This one just comes with Canva, nice and easy. And so this one I really like. I think it looks good in all lowercase. So for the first of all, I need coffee. For that minimalist kind of small text look, I put it just a little bit below the top, and then maybe 2, 3, 4 inches from the edges. And I'll show you how big this looks on Printify. And for my Golden Mama design, since it's only 1 line of text, I actually put it about 2 inches lower on the canvas from the top. That way it fits right across your chest instead of like up a little bit higher. And again, I'll show you what both these look like in Printify. And just a note, I do make all of my designs in 2 colors. So this one I made in more of like an ivory color, and also the brown, and same with this one. I made it in both colors. That way I can upload it to the light colored shirts on Printify and the dark colored shirts to make it look really nice. And if you haven't checked Printify out just yet, I do have a link for them down in the description as well. You can get started with them absolutely for free, and they print hundreds of amazing products that you can get and sell in your store. So coming back over to Printify, I do have this one on a Comfort Color 1717 shirt with Swift POD, for example. And so I did upload my design right to the shirt, and you can see it. I actually didn't have to move it at all. This is exactly where I want it if you put it in the same type of spot that I did on Canva. If you need to move yours a little bit, no problem. But I wanted to show you kind of how big it looks on Printify so you can replicate this. To get an idea of how big it's actually going to print on your shirt, you can use Printify's crop tool to crop your print area. So here I clicked that crop button, and I'm going to crop it all the way close to the edge so that Printify tells me how big it is. So it looks like I fell off there, so let me crop it the rest of the way. So now if I click on the design, you can see my design is 8.68 wide and 1.12 inches tall. Now I wouldn't leave that cropped because you might accidentally crop one of your designs, and that'll mess with things if you use Simply Listed to do your printing. So I would undo that once you check it, because right here you can see it says it's 14 inches by 16 inches, but that's just giving you the total design size. And for the first of all, I need a coffee design. You can see here, it's almost to the top of the print area, but it goes maybe just a teeny bit past where the collar is on each side. So go a little bit past the collar. You can make yours a little smaller if you wanted, but I'll show you what it looks like when you print it this size. And if I crop the print area to show you how big this is, just so you have a reference. Again, I'll kind of squeeze these in on all the sides. Then this one ended up being 8.68 inches wide as well, but it's 2.4 inches tall. But again, I'm gonna undo the cropping since we don't want it actually cropped. And that's how big the design was. And just for fun, I'll show you both of these designs put on mockups as well, so you can see what this really looks like full circle. So for that, I'll be using my software Simply Listed, which is a mockup automation software. You can use any mockups that you like. It doesn't come with any. You will purchase your own from Etsy. You'll make a template one time, then you can completely automate the mockup process. So let's say here I have a Comfort Colors template built in Simply Listed, and I do have a 7-day free trial down below for you. You'll just click the template. It'll pull over all your Printify products. I'll say I want to make a mockup for both of these products and click Create Mockup. And it's going to grab that design from Printify and put it on each and every one of the mockups in this listing template, which is going to save you so much time. So now it made all the mockups for both of those designs. You can see my Golden Mama design is added on all the shirts. And if you have it in a light color on a brown shirt and a dark color on a light shirt, we can completely do that for you. And we can even turn it into a listing video automatically for you if you like, or we can upload your own video that you've already made, like a size guide video to every listing. We can do that. We can have it go behind necklaces for you or behind hair every time. So this really is such a huge time saver, and I hope you'll give Simply Listed a try in the link down below. And then I think I forgot to show you what font the Golden Mama was in. So this is another really good font to use for these minimalist design styles. And this one is called Courier Prime and is another one that is just right on Canva, all ready to be used. So how this one actually ended up printing was just like this. So here you can see the Golden Mama design is nice and low on the chest, kind of right in the middle, and is kind of that smaller minimalist style. And then from Swift POD, the print always turns out great. And for the first of all, I need a coffee. Here's how that design worked out and looks when I hold it up. So it is kind of that nice minimalist style. I think you could make it a little smaller if you wanted to, but this is how big the about 8 inches looks on the item. And then again, showing you the print with kind of like a brown font. This one looks really nice. I hope you loved this tutorial. Put the word minimalist down in the comments if you're gonna give this design style a try in the next niche that you design for. And as always, thanks so much for watching all the way until the end, and I'll see you in the next one.